Yes everyone, thanks for tuning in to another video. As always, it's a pleasure. Before I get into it, if you've got any thoughts, comments, questions, please feel free to leave in the comment section down below. And if you feel you get some sort of value from the video, it would be great if you like and subscribe. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some alternative methods one can use rather than taking Prozac, or for that matter, any other antidepressant / SSRI. Now, why would you want to do this? Because in my humble opinion and in my experience, and this is actually accepted within the medical industry, SSRIs come with side effects which potentially may be unwanted. These may be for the long term, these may just be in the short term when you start taking them, or eventually if you decide to come off them, maybe it will be when you take that decision. But the fact of the matter is they are not a natural remedy. They do alter your brain chemistry, and when you really research it, it's quite clear that the medical industry don't really know exactly what it is about SSRIs which are stopping or contributing to your depression improving. And I've mentioned in other videos that I think July last year, a meta-analysis from the UK came out which claimed that serotonin isn't actually related to depression as it happens. So I'm going to run through these few things which I believe one should try before taking an antidepressant or before taking Prozac, because I feel that if you've got all these things locked in, that your depression is probably going to fade. And if it doesn't, well then maybe you do need to seek medical help, because in some instances medical help is possibly the answer. These aren't going to be long-winded things. These are going to be things that you can start doing pretty quickly, and I would say that if you do them consistently over a 3 to 4 week basis, you should start feeling massive improvements in your mental health. Because I feel the reason depression is so rife in society is because none of us really look after our mental health. Most people live a lifestyle which is really horrendous, from exercise to diet to habits, etc, etc. So here's a few things that you can try in order to sort your depression / mental health / even your anxiety out right this very second. Number 1, limit your screen time. This is something I'm a massive culprit of, is spending too much time on my phone. Sometimes my screen time actually alarms me. It can be up to 6 hours a day sometimes. Now granted, I'm not actually looking at my phone for that period of time, but it's still concerning. It means I'm engaged with digital media for 6 or 7 hours a day, and I don't think that's very good. So I invite you to look at your screen time. I invite you to monitor it. I made a video about checking your screen time out, which you can check out in the link above, in how to manage your screen time. So check it out. Stop looking at your phone so much. At first it might be difficult, but give it 3 to 4 weeks. I'd be very surprised if it hasn't made a big difference. Number 2, get into a cold shower or do some sort of cold exposure to shock your system. There's loads of science backing this up now. There's a really good podcast by a gentleman called Andrew Huberman, who's got a podcast called Huberman Lab. He's a professor at Stanford University, and he talks about, he's got a podcast on cold exposure and all the benefits in regards to cold exposure and how it is proven now to increase your mental health. Again, it's challenging at first, but over the long run, it will benefit you. For me, I would say that's been the biggest, most accessible thing to really improve my mental health, which doesn't take a long time to feel the benefits of, such as training consistently in the gym or altering your diet. Number 3 is get outside and get into some sunshine. Now, perhaps you're from a place where the sun doesn't shine very often, like me, like London, well, especially throughout the winter anyway, but still getting outside is really important. If you think about how we've evolved from, cavemen times, we were outside all the time, in the sun, in nature, hunting, foraging, building shelters, probably all sorts of stuff we can't even imagine now. And now most people on average are inside like 90% of the day, which I don't think is good for your mental health. And I believe most scientists would probably agree. So that's another one, get outside. And I would say those 3 are 3 things which you can do right now, instantly, which will have a very big impact on your mental health. Now, of course, there's all the other things you can do. Exercise is a must. Diet, very important. But I believe those 3 things are things you can do instantly right now. They take discipline and they'll take a little bit of work. But if you implement all those 3 things that I've just mentioned, then honestly, I believe that you will notice a big shift in your mental health pretty much instantly. So stop looking at your phone so much, get into some cold, whether that's cold water or cold weather, and get outside. And watch your mental health improve. And if it doesn't, then you can message me. Anyway, I hope that video was helpful. As always, I hope you have a cracking day. Until next time, peace.